Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life is 10% what happens to you,
and 90% false memories of what you think happened to you.
Good morning, Night Vale.
Hi, friends. It's me, Symphony.
Hello, work acquaintances. It's me, Hal.
Hello, those involved in our situationship. It's me, Meg. And we're here today to discuss episode 168 of the hit popular podcast, Welcome to Night Vale, Secret Blotter. We do this because we love it and we love you. And today, in our time, in our world, it's Friday, September 13th at 1:13 p.m. Pacific time.
Yo. This is episode 168, Secret Blotter. Description. For the first time ever, the sheriff's secret police has made their blotter public. Well, why don't we talk about it?
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
This episode was so fun. I was so happy to get into it after our five-parter. I mean, I loved our five-parter, don't get me wrong, but it's nice to sort of like palate cleanse with this episode, which is, a structure set forth. It's a police blotter, and there's a story inside of it. And I think that's great. I think it's a great use of structure. And I thought it was very funny. This episode was written by Night Vale writer Bree Williams. So it's we stan a Bree episode, as always. And this is another great one.
Love.
Of Bree's.
Yeah, this was really fun and funny. I really enjoyed it. And all the little like tidbits or whatever. But I love when the tidbits turn into a big bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because at first you're like, okay, this guy disappeared with the Limeritas into the beer cave or whatever. By the way, have you had a Limerita?
I've had a Bud Light Limerita.
You know I haven't.
You don't drink. No.
I haven't even had a limeade, friend. I've had key lime pie. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. They're okay. They are.
Oh, what a build.
But like,
hey, you had this thing? It's fine.
Honestly, that's like I've had to get out of that for like reviewing foods because I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Because if it's not like crazy impressive, it's like, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
But like, as far as Bud Budweiser products, I think it's one of their better ones. Honestly.
Okay. Better than just regular Bud Light?
I hate Bud Light. I swear it gives me a headache every time.
We're getting deeper and deeper. What corner of the internet have I stumbled into of like things I normally hate, but this is fine? What is another example of that? Lime-A-Rita is one.
What else do I
like? Do you like spicy corn nuts, but you don't like regular corn nuts? Like spicy corn nuts are just fine. Not even like, oh, it's fine.
I really don't like corn nuts at all, but spicy corn nuts, I do like.
That's fine. They're not great.
But no.
Oh, wait, I stumbled on another one.
I know. But I generally don't like domestic beers. They are too flavorless overall. But there's certain like ones but the Lime-A-Ritas are okay. And I also generally don't like a pre-made like margarita sort of flavor. I don't know how to explain it to you other than like a fresh made margarita is like actual citrus. And then it's the difference between actual citrus and like the sweetened like lime juice. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah, it's got a bad taste.
Yeah, it's like fake. It just tastes fake. Or, like I like bananas. I don't like banana flavoring. Like Laffy Taffies, stuff like that.
Right, based on a banana that doesn't exist anymore. The Gros Michel banana. Or the Gros Michel, yeah.
Gros Michel.
Gros Michel, a banana that tastes like that, it's fine. I don't like regular bananas. This one is fine. Hello, it's the 1950s.
But, a Lime-A-Rita is okay. But I wouldn't turn it down if there was nothing else to drink.
If it was ice cold, if it's ice cold, listen, if there's nothing else to drink, it's ice cold, you're at someone's backyard barbecue.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's great.
Hell yeah.
What a good time that is. Yeah.
Welcome to Good Morning Night Vale, the home of the most detailed 2-star review you will ever hear in your life. And I'm here for it. This is not a criticism.
Look.
This is me rolling in it like a pig in filth.
How sometimes stuff is just mid.
It is.
What am I supposed to do? Be like, ooh, I love this. No, we are too much in this influencer culture where people are like, oh my God, this is so good. I'm obsessed. I'm not obsessed. It's fine. I'm not going to like throw it in the trash, but like, I'm also not like checking for it. You know what I mean? I'm like, pardon me.
Right.
Do you happen to have a Lime-A-Rita?
Yeah. I was talking about this with someone the other night, but I have just broad tastes. Like I'm not picky about like, I like everything. It's like given the right space and time, I like everything. Like, is it going to be something I choose like in a store with many things? No. But yeah, I actually was in a Neo-Futurist play that I don't remember the name of it, but it was a 2-hander. So it was me and another performer. And it was about Bud Light Lime-A-Rita and Bud Light Blueberry-Rita and Bud Light Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. And those were the lines. It was like this sort of fast-paced dialogue. And we did it at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And it was originally written by the Chicago Neo-Futurists. So we had to like smuggle Bud Light limes into Scotland. We had to like bring them like in with us because we were like, we can't be guaranteed that they'll have these props of cans of Bud Light Lime-A-Rita.
Right.
So I'm actually pretty familiar with the product.
The Lime-A-Rita.
Mm-hmm.
See?
And I was pleased to see it featured in this episode. I think it's a very funny choice by Brie to have this be our touchstone item at the Ralphs.
Yeah. Specificity, always good.
Tell us if you've had a Lime-A-Rita and if you think it's just fine. But they also have mango Ritas.
Okay.
And strawberry-Ritas.
Strawberry-Ritas, that is the best of them because it makes the most sense. Also blueberry, like, you know, anything with berry in it is going to make sense for a Rita.
Yeah.
I like Rita's water ice.
Rita's water ice is very good. See?
My favorite flavor is watermelon. Second favorite is cherry. And now you know everything about me.
Cherry is my favorite. That's the number one.
If you're interested in a date with me, call 471-2346. That would have been my video in the, like, are you ready for real? That would be me. I'd be like, hello, I'm a big fan of Rita's water ice, but I only like watermelon and cherry. If you want to go to get Rita's water ice with me, you can have whatever flavor you want. I might think something about it, but I'll never say something about it. Call 471-2436. Don't I sound like someone you would want to spend at least 90 minutes with?
Wow. Wow. So, yes. So he disappears into the beer cave with the limeritas, with one case of limeritas. But lots of other stuff happens. What is some of your favorite things that happen on this blotter?
I love the transition between the officer who is out and they're driving, and then they see something in their headlights, and then they don't know necessarily what's going on, and then we go into the traffic, and the traffic is just a pack of dogs hunting this or werewolves hunting down this officer and eating them, and that's just the traffic. And then we go back, and it's I thought that was a really fun transition. And it's also our first sort of breaking of the mold.
Yeah.
I also like 12 a.m. witches.
I love that part.
Yeah.
Witches. That's all you need to know, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite back-to-back is the joke that the game show Beat the Clock was about people competing to beat clocks and smash them to see how many pieces they could turn them into.
Yeah.
And then that being followed by the person looking for easy tortellini recipes who couldn't decide what to eat for dinner.
Okay.
Just sort of describing exactly what happens when someone's I don't know what to have. I want to have a real dinner. I don't want to have cereal, which I think 100% is a real dinner. But that you're hunting for recipes online is speaking my language in a very real way and really, really funny.
That's honestly the worst.
The ticking clock of, I have to get to bed.
Yeah.
And I don't want to eat too late because then I'll be up late and I'll feel bad in the morning. But I'm so hungry and I don't know what to eat. The hungrier you are, the harder it is to make a decision. You kind of have to make those decisions ahead of time before you're hungry.
Yeah.
Or else you are in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, I'm also a person who is riddled with indecision most of the time. So it's annoying when you're I'm so and the hungrier I get, the more the indecision plagues me. So I'm well, I don't want to take this. Will take too long to make, or whatever. And you want to know what my default is? It's not cereal, although cereal is a good option. But sometimes you want something hot. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Nachos.
Okay.
Nachos.
Describe the nachos. How do you lay it out? How you make it?
My go-to nachos? Here we go. I have a very specific chip. They are made in Chicago, the Mission chips. They're delicious. And perfect salted. They hold up to stuff.
The rounds? The rounds
no,
of the strips?
They're a triangle. They're a triangle.
Triangle.
A restaurant ones, but they're not all crushed up like the dang Tostitos are, because they're not too thin. They're heavy enough where they can hold up to a dip, some weight,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'll lay those out, and I do first layer of cheese, right? That's the base layer of cheese. It's going to melt down. And then I usually do refried bean. Because I always have, because these are my staples. I always have this stuff.
Okay.
Refried bean. And a lot of times I use the Trader Joe's soy riso.
Sure.
I'm obsessed with that stuff. It's so good. And it tastes awesome. Makes you fart up a storm. But I don't care.
So great.
I'm going to be in the bed. Farting in the bed.
Hotboxing yourself.
Yeah, exactly. No, I keep that shit tight under my arms. I'm not sniffing, not near a patoot. And then, so you got beans, soy riso, and then and then another layer of cheese goes on top of that, and a little bit of salsa scattered about. Okay, that goes scattered about, because I don't want everything to have the salsa on it, because I also have other stuff that comes later. So that goes in the oven. When it comes out, it is bubbling and perfect. And then the colds go on. That's your green onions. That's your avocado. That's the Greek yogurt, because I don't use sour cream.
Fair enough.
The Faye, preferably. And actually, Faye does make a plant-based one that is so good. It's just the thickness is good. The thickness of the cream is good. And then I put on top Trader Joe's everything but the elote seasoning. I scatter on cilantro if I have it, if it hasn't wilted and been destroyed, because cilantro lasts for 2 seconds once you bring it home. And maybe perhaps some more green onions. And then another hot sauce sometimes if I'm feeling really spicy. But I have multiple hot sauces. Sometimes I feel the pineapple habanero. Sometimes I feel the salsa mache that I have from Oaxaca. You never know. So that's where I go generally with my nachos.
Nice.
And if it's breakfast time, I'll toss an egg on that bitch. And that's breakfast.
Damn.
Get crazy. Get crazy.
Yeah. There's nothing you can't do with a can of refried beans and some and some dreams. But yeah, that's similar to what we just need to make something quick and we'll do burritos with like refried beans and like veggies and just like, onions, cheese, hot peppers, just cabbage, lettuce, eat it.
Cabbage.
A little shredded cabbage.
That's great. Great.
Nice
crunch.
and crispy. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like the Trader Joe's sous vide chicken thighs. They're so good.
Oh, I've never had those.
They're already cooked. You put them in the pan. They're in the area where like the pre-made meatloaves are, not frozen.
Oh, yeah.
But like next to the vegetables, but like around the sandwich area. And
yeah.
You put that in the pan, medium heat, about 6 to 8 minutes. It's done. Then I get a whole bag of spinach, throw that on top and saute it in like the chicken juice, so it's already seasoned. Maybe throw a little salt and pepper on there, and then throw that in a bowl and eat it. And that's nothing but a good time.
Chicken spinach. It's all
chicken
happening.
and spinach, simple, filling.
Yeah,
tastes so
simple,
good.
feels
thighs,
good. Yeah,
they're good, fatty.
Oh yeah,
they're fatty protein. Yeah, I'm snapping my fingers softly in case I don't want to
fatty
intrude on this audio recording with it.
That's the poetic.
But yeah. You got to have a quick meal, but I will have flakes and strawberries as a meal. I'll have the flakes and strawberry cereal.
I'll make a bowl of oatmeal. I'm not mad at it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Throw some peanut butter in there, an apple, a banana. That's food.
Oh yeah.
And you're
eating.
done.
That's
I know
good time.
you are an oatmeal girly. You love a oatmeal.
I do. I usually eat it. I usually eat it when I'm like outside of my home.
Yeah, at the hotel.
Because it's like I'll get it for like a breakfast at the hotel. Yeah. Or if I'm at a place for breakfast that I can't make a smoothie, I can very easily make an oatmeal.
Because you trust it. It's like the most trustable meal you can have at a hotel.
Yeah.
Or just quick.
It's quick and filling
it's
and
nutritious.
And yeah, but like it was a good hotel breakfast because like we eat and then we'd immediately get in the car to go. And I was like, okay, my body can like hold on to this if I were to have like an egg sandwich or something that like maybe had a little bit more fat in it. I don't think we'd be getting to the next stop as quickly. From a digestive standpoint, if you hear me.
Yeah.
And you hear me and you understand.
Yeah,
You're understanding nuance. You are.
Picking up what you're putting down. Yeah.
Yeah. So this episode, I wrote down, is this episode propaganda?
Huh.
When we describe this episode as propaganda, I don't know. I think
I don't think it like makes the cops look any better.
No, I think that's one of the great things about Night Vale is that the sheriff's secret police is so weird and strange
And bad.
Yeah,
At their job.
and inept. Yeah, getting back into people who are bad at their jobs. But like,
Yeah.
I also feel like Sheriff Sam is very insecure. I love them. Well, and I also love Emma, the person who does the voice of Sheriff Sam, but not in this episode, obviously. But like, a lot of Sheriff Sam's like reactions to things tend to be just very like defensive, rather than
collaborative.
they don't seem very like confident. Yeah. In what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the cop that got distracted by, they were like asking questions about something, and then they're like, "Oh, well, do you want to see the little kids that drew the pictures for whatever?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's see that." I was like, "Oh, good, getting distracted, not doing your job." But then that even came back later in the episode, and all the kids had that like blotch and like whatever the blotch, and then they had their interpretation of it, and then it ended up being the whatever's coming out of the cave or whatever the hell.
The beer cave. Yeah.
Yeah, the beer cave. But that never even got resolved, right? Because the worker goes back into the cave and was like, "I'll have to take care of it myself." And then that's like the end of the episode.
Well, that's how it is sometimes.
Is it?
You got to try to stop it yourself.
Yeah, I'll try to stop it myself. And then they vanished. Yeah. I don't know. This just, like, the police didn't do anything, honestly.
No.
They didn't help anything. And I don't know how that would instill any sort of confidence in them from the rest of the town. But, I guess it's good to know what they're up to.
Right. So not propaganda. Maybe the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Copportunity?
Copportunity. I really liked the TikTok ad.
So good.
That was funny.
Okay. Yes. That was really good.
I thought that was very well performed by Cecil as well.
That would be very upsetting if it was. I don't want to know when I'm going to die. Or how.
How long, yeah. And see, like, the things you do, every choice you make, how it affects your time left.
Yeah. I would hope that it's while I'm asleep. But,
You would hope.
But, you're not guaranteed anything.
We're promised nothing.
I'm just putting it out there for the universe or whatever.
You're manifesting a peaceful death.
Yeah. And my dream of being shot into the sun.
They could do that. I was just reading an article about a very fancy funeral home in New York City, and they'll shoot you into the sun. They don't give a shit. They'll do it.
Why not? How? How'd they get you in there?
That was my idea.
They'll put your ashes on a rocket and then release that. The rocket will release them.
So they're firing a rocket into the sun. How long does it take to get there?
I didn't get any follow up.
They're just shooting
That's fair.
Honestly, shoot it towards the sun. It doesn't have to be exact.
It could just go 4 feet and then drop.
They described it as into outer space. So not necessarily like shot into the sun, but like you're just shot into your ashes get scattered in outer space.
Yeah, great.
You could do that. It's totally doable. This funeral home does it.
Shoot me into space.
Imagine you're on a spacewalk for NASA and all of a sudden you're in a corpse cloud.
I mean, you're wearing a spacesuit.
Yeah, but it's all like you're like, why is
there's all sorts of dust out there already.
You need the little windshield wiper.
Space junk.
Yeah.
Like, do I smell soy riso?
Yeah. Why does it smell like under the blanket farts?
And I'll be like, hey, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
And my one last trick.
Just to crop dust an astronaut.
Yes. Literally. I think that's brilliant. I love it. Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the show about their theories, comments, and questions. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather. This episode's weather was Best Friends by Curtains. Okay, I like this song. I thought it was fun. It gave me a lot of different vibes. It gave me slightly pop punk, slightly like folky, but like group folk,
Right.
But there was like a little bit of soul to it. Like not soul, but like, I don't know how to describe it, but like there was just like a little bit more to it than it wasn't like, but tonight is the night I'm going to fall for you over again. Not like that, but like it was a little bit more like that new, I don't know. It's not gospel, but it's like new, like R&B, new soul kind of, I don't know. It was cool. I like this song.
I liked this band a lot.
And I also like Best Friends. Yeah.
Yeah. I like this band a lot. I would see them live. I think this is fun. If they come play Los Angeles, I will try to go see them. I thought they were fun. I thought the song was fun. And yeah, I enjoyed it. This band comes to us from Akron, Ohio. They describe themselves as coming from the primordial sludge of Akron, Ohio. Work hard, play hard kind of town. The band does their best to take up both ends of that tradition, playing Northeast Ohio constantly, which is self-described, which is interesting because the only show they have listed on their Bandcamp is a show in Orlando, Florida on October 18th. So this is for you, Orlando. Go check them out. But also, they're probably also going to be playing Northeast Ohio as well, if you want to go see them. Rock and roll.
Love it.
Damn. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Speaking of primordial sludge.
Yum, yum.
Let's go into the Fan Zone Calzone.
Stay right there. Good Morning Nightville will return after a brief break.
Lately, I've been all over the place. Between touring, dog sitting, and traveling, my routine has become non-existent. Now that my travel schedule has slowed down, I need to get back to eating real food and not just grabbing what I can when I can. And Factor is making that easier for me. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes and require little to no prep and no cleanup. So even on the days when my schedule is completely out of whack, eating well is still achievable. Like today, I had 3 meetings and a client. By the time I was done, I was hungry and I just needed to eat. So I grabbed the Beurre Blanc filet mignon with Parmesan risotto and it was delicious. I was amazed at how tender it was and how flavorful the risotto was and saved me from having to pick something up quick. And in 2 minutes, I had something healthy, fresh, and delicious. So if you like fast, easy, and delicious meals, I think you would like Factor meals too. Let's eat real. Head to factormeals.com/GMNV50OFF and use code GMNV50OFF to get 50% off and 1 free breakfast item per box for 1 year, while supplies last until 10/31/2026. That's code GMNV50OFF at factormeals.com. GMNV50OFF at factormeals.com. See website for more details.
We hear from Shannon. Shannon writes to us, good morning. Good morning. There's lots of O's in the good, okay?
Yeah.
Good morning, Hal, Symphony, and Meg. I don't write fan mail often, and I am now struck by the strangeness of how to address people that are so known to me, but I am not known to them. Isn't that funny? In a world of media, you can become so attached to someone's voice, style, personal life that in your head you're friends, yet you logically know that you don't actually exist to them.
Oh.
Anyways, I'm writing to express my love for Welcome to Night Vale and Good Morning Night Vale, of course. I write from my cozy corner, aka pile of pillows on a rug in my bedroom, and from the crack in my curtains, I can see blue sky and puffy white clouds. An airplane just flew by, which was pretty surreal. I'm not used to living on the upper floors of an apartment building. I've been listening to Night Vale for about 4 years, I think. My friend told me he listened to a really cool podcast he thought I would like, so I hesitantly checked it out. Hesitantly because I wasn't familiar with the podcast medium, and I am one who likes to stick with the familiar. Now he and I are still friends. I follow the show much more religiously than he. We each get each other Night Vale-related presents for each Christmas/birthday. I have framed Night Vale posters throughout my apartment decor, and your podcasts are still the only ones I listen to. You could say that the Night Vale universe is a special interest of mine. My comfort shirt is a scientist is always fine t-shirt. I adore the mix of insanity and mundanity. This reaction of, this is how life always is, to absurd events. It's the perfect mix of familiar and strange and relatable yet nonsensical. It's everything I need it to be. Also, yes, I'm one of those people who uses Welcome to Night Vale to fall asleep to. My favorite episodes to do so are Guidelines for Disposal, Guidelines to Retrieval, The List, The Glow Cloud, Numbers, Rattlesnake Rest, and Secret Blotter. I find these episodes to be particularly rhythmic, and while I love the ones where Cecil shows more of his expressive nature, and the episodes with special appearances and other character voices, these 7 episodes have the least amount of change in tone/voice or aggressive weather, so best for sleep. However, the Kashuk story arc was mind-blowing, and I think it's one of my favorites. Oh, and the murder of Sarah Sultan was devastating. The mind canon I wanted to share is actually a concept of Cecil's work-life balance. In the beginning, he is the voice on the radio and views the town life from afar. I think that when he took over the radio show, that became his life. I imagine the next up segments he mentions at the end of episodes are actually what the radio station plays at night when he goes home to sleep, and that no other show actually exists in Night Vale. Cecil is Night Vale Radio. And when Carlos arrives in town, this is the beginning of Cecil actually seeing a life he may want outside of the radio station. Before Carlos, we don't hear about any ongoings of Cecil's life, and I think that's because for many years he didn't have a life outside of work. Sure, we hear about old woman Josie, Janice, Abby, and Steve, but those stories feel very much like recaps from phone calls and the occasional visit. On a side note, I think Josie and Cecil were once closer in age, but time works differently in Night Vale, and particularly in the radio radio station. So Cecil had aged much more slowly than Josie. That's why her death shakes him more than the other deaths of the town deemed inevitable mishaps. Anyways, I think Carlos sparks a desire for more of a personal life for Cecil, and that's why he runs away to the desert to be with his love. That is the first time in decades he stands up to the status quo and breaks free of his radio show shackles. No longer the voice of Night Vale, he is now a man with a rich personal life who also does a local radio show, which now has other segments, and he finally works more regular hours. This headcanon also follows how the voice of Cecil develops since the pilot, as he starts to express more of his true personality and feelings on air and stops being just a faceless voice of the town news. I hope to see you all live in action one day. My friends and I wanted to see you last May when you came to Seattle, but sadly, that is when gas prices were soaring and we had to admit we were too broke to make the road trip. But in the future, do come to the Seattle area again. I now have a friend who lives in the area, so I have accommodation. Better yet, come to Vancouver. We are a wonderful place, so much better than the Toronto area, that the city that every American tour adds as their Canadian location. Seriously, come visit us on the West Coast. We have less blizzards and really nice people. Sending love, Shannon. P.S. There's no particular order to the names in the initial greeting. Don't read into it. P.P.S. I've never been to Toronto, so no shade to them. They're probably okay. P.P.P.S. I have attached a photo of myself because it feels weird to not have a face attached to my name. And also, I realize my email sign-off has a lot of personal info in it, so don't sell that, but also feel free to call me. Haha. Should we call Shannon? What do you think?
Yeah, we should actually. Shannon.
Yeah, we'll call you. Shannon, thank you so much for writing in, and thank you for sharing your mind canon about Cecil. And we will definitely come to the Seattle area again. We'll always come to Seattle because we have an incredible audience in the Pacific Northwest. I can't make any promises about Canada. We were just speaking about this before the call. While I love Canada and we love touring to Vancouver, we've been there a number of times. We've had great shows in Vancouver. It is really difficult for U.S. artists to play international shows right now. There's a lot of challenges that come up with that. And we're so sorry. It's easier for you guys, you Canadians, to cross the border to get to us if we are close to your border, which we will try to be, than for us to get to you. So please come see us in the States. And we're so sorry, Canada. But it's not out of the question. But come to the Seattle show. This is your inside information.
Up next, we have a voicemail from Dana.
Hi, my name is Dana. I'm calling from Manhattan, New York City, and I'm a huge fan of your show. I've been listening since it aired in 2012, and I've been a huge fan for the whole arc of the season. No, it's not the right word either. Series, there it is. And I've been listening to Good Morning Night Vale very recently, just making my way through it, and I'm on episode, The Shape in Grove Park. And I'm just hearing you guys talk about the Ralphs and how it's a grocery chain, and just saying, so I've always lived in New York City, and when you guys explained that it was a grocery chain, I had this aha light bulb moment in my head when I realized, oh, wait, Ralph's is a grocery chain. This entire time I've been listening since 2012, I've been thinking of it as an auto shop because I've never seen a Ralph's and never bothered to look it up. So thank you for clarifying, and I just thought that misconception was very funny and might bring a light to your day. Have a good one. Bye.
Okay. Data. I also had that same thing because not living in California or out on the West Coast, I've only lived on the East Coast and the Midwest my entire life. So, and I didn't even visit the West Coast until I was in my 20s. So I also didn't know that Ralph's was a grocery store. So I was very much in the same boat that I was like, oh, okay. I thought Joseph had made it up. I'll be honest with you. I had no idea. I was like, oh, it's some store named Ralph's, whatever. And then when I finally went to California and I was like, Ralph's, oh, it's a grocery. So now I go in there and I chuckle to myself every time. Thanks for sharing.
Damon writes, I started listening to this podcast from the beginning a few months ago and have some thoughts. First, when Hal's wife shared her version of the story of Hal eating apple pie in the shower, was that the inspiration for the book The First 10 Years? Also, hearing you talk about the rough political climate in 2018 made me want to reach out and give you a hug, knowing what you were about to go through in the next few years. I hope you made it through okay. I can't wait to find out in a few months once I've caught up with the show. Thanks for all you do, Damon. Damon, thank you for writing in. Meg, am I having a fever dream? Has Jennifer appeared on this show to tell her side of that story?
She did.
She did? She did appear?
She was nearby, and you were like, Jennifer.
I do that.
That's what you
It's got to
like.
be her favorite thing in the world. Hey, let me solicit you to come on this podcast that you're not ready to come and talk about, and you're not like dressed up to be on a camera or anything like that. I did not write the book the first 10 years. That would be Joseph and Meg. It is a wonderful book. I did moderate an interview with them about it, which was my great honor. And I don't think if Jennifer and I wrote, I'm very curious what our version of that book would be. It'd be some exercise, but that's it did not. I mean, I don't know. Was that that wasn't the inspiration?
I
Meg?
think you and Jennifer are always an inspiration. You're always you're always couple goals. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Not a specific inspiration, but I think it when we did write that book, that was something we wanted to. We wrote the book for everyone, but we also did write it for couples too, because those sort of conversations do exist. How do you remember this? That sort of thing. So not a direct inspiration, but we're just perpetually inspired by the love story of Jennifer and Hal.
Well, there you have it, folks. I don't remember her coming on the podcast. Do remember eating a pie in the shower vividly. I can taste it when I think about it. Thank you for listening to this episode. The next one coming up is The Whittler. Until then, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Meg Bashwiner, and Hal Lublin. It is edited by Felicia Dominguez and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to tell us what you were up to at 4:01 a.m. This show is powered by our patrons like Nathaniel Philippin, Nathaniel Grubbs, Pat Lusk, Riel, and Sarah Dodge. If you are interested in supporting the show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive insider hyper cool kid content, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. The Calzone ingredient of the week is a Bud Light Lime Arita.
It's fine.